These speakers went up against the political and economic power in California. In doing so, they rejected the idea that the status quo in blue states is the best the working class can hope for. They rejected the idea that we should accept the privatization and resegregation of our schools, or social workers overloaded with thousands of cases, or mass displacement from some of the richest cities on earth. They rejected the idea that we should accept these things just because it's the Democrats who do them. These speakers said goodbye to all of that. They said the revolt that the West Virginia teachers sparked in 2018 isn't just a red state revolt, it's a 50-state revolt. Tonight we're going to hear from Javanka Beckles and Cecily Meyer. First you'll hear from Javanka. Javanka is a union children's health professional who's seen firsthand what our for-profit healthcare system does to the most vulnerable. She became a city councilor in Richmond, California as part of a movement to transform the city from a refinery town controlled by the Chevron Corporation into one where Black lives really do matter. She just wrapped up a campaign for California State Assembly. She waged an uphill battle against Buffy Wicks. Buffy Wicks was parachuted in by the Democratic establishment to beat back the left. But on a platform of people over profit, Javanka Beckles won over 90,000 votes. Let's all give it up for Javanka.
Love this movement so much. Good evening, everybody. How y'all feeling tonight? Right on. This is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing to see a room full of such beautiful young people interspace with a few older folks like myself. But it truly is. It's beautiful. It's an honor. I'm blown away. Because when I see so hundreds and hundreds of you gathered coming from all over this country for democratic socialism, I feel enormous hope, y'all. I feel so much hope for this political revolution. As I mentioned, I'm Javanka Beckles. It's an honor to be here. I am a proud union member. I'm a county mental health specialist working for the county for, this will be year 19 for me. And I think what's the best part of all this is I'm also a proud member of East Bay DSA. Y'all, I'm so proud. I'm so proud that I was able to help build a political revolution in Richmond, California, that took back our city government from Chevron. And I heard this room is called the Chevron room. Okay, right. Ironic, right? But I just finished serving 8 years on the Richmond City Council as part of an amazing organization called the Richmond Progressive Alliance.
Yeah.
I finished 8 years as a part of this beautiful organization where we directly took on police violence, and we won over $100 million in new taxes on Chevron. And with that, we were able to build youth programs and a college scholarship program for every Richmond high schooler who wanted to attend college. This fall, proud to say I ran a campaign for state assembly that united union workers, that united environmentalists and socialists to take on some of the most powerful neoliberal billionaires in this country. And let me tell you, from all that experience, I am prouder, I'm even more proud than ever to be a democratic socialist. And as you know, as some of you know, you were on the campaign, you were on campaigns throughout this country, right here in the Bay Area. As you know, it's not easy work.
No.
We've chosen to do. But we're trying and we're building a movement that not only can, but I dare say will end capitalism, will end racism, will end sexism, nationalism, and so many other evils the powerful few use to keep us down. This is not easy work. So I hope you never forget the historic importance of what we are doing. You are renewing a political tradition, and you are sparking a political revolution.
Yeah.
You are carrying forward the tradition of Rosa Luxemburg.
Yeah.
Salvador Allende. Martin Luther King Jr. Eugene Debs. And Ella Baker. But I say more than that, you're carrying forward a fight of the bread and roses strikers, of the Minneapolis truck drivers who started a strike wave, of the millions of people who rose up to end legal segregation, to win an 8-hour workday, to win Social Security and the right to a union. This is our tradition as American socialists, and we should carry that with pride. Carry that with pride. Carry that with pride and the patience to learn and to grow, and with the urgency to organize and win. To me, socialism is a society where working people have decisive power over our lives, over our work, and our planet. Socialism is a world where we no longer work and suffer to maximize the profits of the capitalist few. Socialism means working people take power in our workplaces, in our communities, and our government, and we organize each one on a foundation of freedom, justice, and solidarity. We fight for socialism by and for the whole, diverse, beautiful working class. We fight for a socialism that isn't walled off. Because we know no person is our enemy because of where they live, because of where they were born, because of what faith they keep. We are socialists because we know working people share an interest to end the exploitation and oppression for the profit of the few. And we know working people share power to win. Because it is our work that makes the system run, and we are the majority of society, are we not? We are the society. We will not allow them to divide us any longer. We won't stop. We will not stop until we win the socialist world we deserve. Right now, our political revolution has a historic window of opportunity. We need to take advantage of it to organize and to inspire millions of people to rise up against capitalism and oppression. DSA today has almost 60,000 new members, 60,000 members. And get this, listen to this. It has been 50 years since a socialist organization in this country was close to 60,000 members. Wow. Socialists have faced more than a century of persecution in this country, and even worse, for many decades, it seemed like capitalists had divided up working people for good. They divided us working people for good and persuaded us. They managed to persuade us that capitalism was the best it could get, that socialism was foolish. It's a foolish dream beyond our reach, beyond your reach. American socialism had years in the wilderness, and today we are so lucky to get to learn from those who kept the torch aflame through all of those years. Today, socialism is back in America like we cannot believe. The ranks of DSA are swelling. 13 million people voted for our brother Bernie Sanders. Our brother Bernie Sanders, a self-proclaimed democratic socialist, won 13 million votes in America in a presidential primary. We have each other, right? We have each other to thank for that.
Yeah.
In October, right here in Berkeley, I stood on stage with Bernie, had the awesome opportunity to sit next to our brother Bernie at a rally, and I saw thousands and thousands of working people ready to fight. Our movement has helped elect leaders like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, like Rashida Tlaib. These amazing women who are championing a Green New Deal, Medicare for all, taxing the rich, and they are inspiring millions to demand more and to organize more. Perhaps, maybe most important of all, we are in the middle of the biggest strike wave in over 30 years. Yes, the biggest strike wave in 30 years. Teachers, school workers, nurses, workers all over this country are showing we have the power. And we know who's trying to get rich off of our work, and we are using the power. We have it work to win. Because how many of y'all out there know that when we fight, we what? We win. When we fight, we what? We win. Hell yeah. People are paying attention now to socialist ideas, and we are excited about the alternative political vision we have to offer. We didn't expect this, so we can't know how long it will actually last. But we know we need to organize with urgency and sincerity to beat climate change in the decade that we have. And we need to organize with urgency and sincerity to overcome the far right who attack our communities and want to demolish what little we have of democracy. We need a mass movement to win. And that means we need to stay and keep focused on the millions of people who are excited by socialist ideas and on the tens of millions of people to come. Because it's a movement and people are waking up and people are realizing that we are the ones we have been waiting for. And in this movement, in this window of opportunity, we need to do everything we can to include, to organize, and inspire ordinary working class folks to win the democratic socialist world we need. Yeah. Let's organize until they can't shut that window up on us again. I want to share with you my vision about the two most important tools to have to build our movement. That first important tool, strikes. And that second important tool is class struggle elections.
It's not working class.
Right here in the East Bay, I've seen with my own eyes how strikes and well-chosen elections fights have built DSA and YDSA to new heights, and have built the solidarity and the revolutionary hope of thousands of working people. During my campaign last fall, I was so proud to stand arm in arm with ASME. With UPTE administrative workers. With CNA nurses. All these amazing union members on the picket line right here on UC Berkeley's campus. This was the biggest strike in the history of the biggest employer in California. I told those workers something they already knew, that they make UC run. And without their labor, the university would be unable to function. Yeah. I also said something that most politicians or elected officials never talk about. Something that socialists are uniquely positioned to point out. That working people create all the wealth around us, and we deserve it. California is the 5th largest economy in the world. And here in the Bay Area, we're surrounded by extravagant riches. But life for working people has only gotten harder over the past few decades. Our public schools are being closed. Healthcare is out of reach for millions. And the for-profit housing market is wreaking havoc on working people and displacing communities across the state. And I know that like me, you share the sentiment that that's unacceptable. We cannot accept this any longer. And for far too long, the political system has been rigged to work for the wealthy few. But the strike wave sweeping across the country is beginning to change that. We've seen time and time again that when workers realize their collective power, stand up to their boss, and fight back by withholding their labor, the capitalist class is forced to make major concessions as we from West Virginia to Arizona to right here in Oakland. Opportunity for socialists to support and get involved with the workers at the heart of these strikes. I am so proud that East Bay DSA is playing a major support role to get Oakland teachers strike ready and to make sure that when they go out this coming Thursday, we want them to know that the community will have their back.
Yeah.
Do we have their back? Absolutely. Yeah. We got their back?
Yeah.
All right. DSA and YDSA chapters all across this country have helped to make these strikes successful by raising money to keep students and teachers fed during the strike through programs like tacos for teachers and breads for ed.
Yeah!
I've been amazed to see the hundreds of people DSA and YDSA has turned out to support teachers and workers on the picket line. Because we know that as socialists, we don't just show up on picket lines. We are the picket line.
Yeah!
We are. And because we are the working class, because we are the picket line, when our fellow workers are ready to strike, we are ready to be there as long as it takes to win. Strikes have been building the social movement and inspiring millions. In the last few years, socialists have also been inspiring millions and building our movement through class struggle election campaigns. Here in this room, we know that our movement is about so much more than just running in and winning elections. We know that working towards a socialist future means we have to build the power and organization of the working class. Organizing as workers, going on strike, and standing together in solidarity are all critical tasks ahead of us. But we also need to recognize that elections are still the only time when many working people are paying attention to politics. That makes elections an incredible opportunity for us to inspire large numbers of people. Large numbers of people with socialist ideas. Large numbers of people with socialist ideas, and help them join our movement. Help them join our cause. We need the strength of millions of people united to defeat capitalism and win a socialist future. Those goals are why I ran for the California Assembly District last year. Thank you so much to many of you in this room that helped us get 90,000 votes. Comrades, family, friends, folks, what makes a class struggle campaign different than any other? Most electoral campaigns say, elect me, and I'll work the system to help you. They say class struggle, but the difference is a class struggle campaign. What we say is, we need a movement to change the system, and this campaign is all about building that movement. We need systemic change, not one person to work the system. A class struggle campaign diagnoses the root cause of the problems ordinary people face, names the enemy, and unites working people together against that common enemy, the wealthy few who put profit from the hardship and pain, who obtain profit rather from the hardship and pain of the many. Now, even though we narrowly didn't win last fall, our campaign won over, as I mentioned earlier, our campaign won over 90,000 votes for a bold, democratic, socialist agenda. We built an incredible amount of working class power right here in the East Bay, and we did that because we ran a groundbreaking class struggle campaign. And you keep hearing that because that's what we are after. That's the goal. This is about a class struggle campaign. We know we're not going to win socialism through the ballot box alone. We know that, right? Yeah. But running class struggle campaigns is the best way that we can strategically use elections, whether we win or lose. Whether we win or lose, we do this to continue building this movement while reaching millions of people. Now, folks, we have to get involved in elections. It's imperative that we do, because if we stay out of them, we leave power and mass influence on the floor for the ruling class to use however they want. And we're not going to let that happen, right? No. Our campaign was able to raise the expectations of what working class people can demand of the political system by campaigning on one of the boldest political platforms put forth in this country, in my recent memories at least. Here's what we ran on. We ran on Medicare for all. On a Green New Deal for California that would provide 1 million public sector union jobs. We ran on the tuition-free education from preschool to college. We ran screaming and demanding and stating that we need a moratorium on new charters. An end to cash bail and mandatory minimum sentence. A $20 minimum wage. 36-hour work week. Strengthening the right of workers to organize and collectively bargain. For undocumented immigrants to vote in state and local elections. Universal rent control. Yeah! And a Housing for All program to build hundreds of thousands of publicly funded social housing units across the state. That's what it's going to take to change our country, right? It's going to take bold issues, taking on these bold issues like we're seeing so many of those courageous women who have been recently elected in office, like our sister AOC. Speaking truth to power, not being afraid, right, to take on a bold platform.